Quantum manifestation isn't about pushing harder. It's about tuning your signal. Think of it like finding the right radio frequency. When your energetic signal is clear, reality syncs without resistance. The universe responds not to your hustle, but to your coherence, that sweet harmony between mind, body, and heart-brain coherence. Once you align your inner field, your vibrational frequency becomes a vibrational match to your desire. That's when the observer effect kicks in, proving that signal really does outweigh effort. Suddenly, life starts moving with you instead of against you. In practice, this looks surprisingly simple. Before jumping into action, regulate your inner field. A few minutes of deep breathing, nervous system regulation, and somatic presence clears subconscious blocks. Then ask yourself, what small action communicates my abundance mindset right now? Maybe it's sending one honest email, refreshing your portfolio, or donating a small amount with gratitude. These micro actions of energetic alignment speak louder than strained effort. They reprogram your subconscious mind, creating a subtle yet powerful identity shift toward who you're becoming, effortlessly. Here's a grounded example. Someone seeking new clients doesn't chase. They embody the version of themselves who already attracts them. Shoulders relaxed, voice calm, energy open. Then they take a small aligned step, sharing a genuine story, thanking an old client, or adjusting their prices with detachment and surrender. This quiet confidence cuts through the control trap, replacing scarcity with abundance. The signal is clean, the field responds, and the flow begins. And once that signal is steady, it's time to explore where all these possibilities truly exist, inside the infinite landscape of the quantum field. He learns that the quantum field isn't far away in the stars. It's the canvas under every choice, thought, and breath. In this field, potentials exist as probabilities waiting for a vibrational match. When his energetic alignment stabilizes, options that looked impossible start feeling obvious. This is practical quantum manifestation. Align the signal first, navigate second. The map appears after coherence clicks, not before. A mentor would tell him, treat the field like a vast marketplace of timelines. He shops with emotion, attention, and intention, the currency that shapes observer effect and nudges wave function collapse. Want a new career? He practices embodiment of the future self for 5 minutes daily. Posture, tone, micro-decisions. He mixes heart-brain coherence breathing with one bold outreach. Watch how synchronicity stacks when mind-body alignment is consistent. For a hands-on drill, he writes 2 columns, current signal versus chosen signal. Under current, he notes scarcity versus abundance thoughts, jittery habits, subconscious blocks. Under chosen, he designs a crisp abundance mindset, gratitude logs, clean finances, generous follow-ups. Then, each morning, a 3-3-3 practice, 3 minutes nervous system regulation, 3 minutes felt emotion of the end, 3 micro actions. The field isn't impressed by slogans. It responds to stable frequency. Whenever he tries to force the field with empty words, friction shows up. Forcing reality is like trying to push water uphill. It only creates resistance. In quantum manifestation, effort without emotional coherence sends mixed signals into the quantum field. When he repeats affirmations he doesn't truly feel, his frequency vibrational wobbles between doubt and desire. The observer effect gets confused, and instead of collapsing the wave into what he wants, it amplifies the static of disbelief. The field doesn't read his words. It reads the signal energy beneath them. Saying, "I'm abundant," while vibrating scarcity is like broadcasting on 2 channels at once. No receiver locks in. To change this, he practices embodiment before affirmation. A few minutes of heart-brain coherence breathing, a short nervous system regulation reset, then one powerful sentence he actually believes in. Over time, his subconscious programming upgrades, making stronger affirmations feel natural. The process isn't about shouting louder. It's about softening into alignment, so the field can hear clearly. He learns to replace fake it till you make it with feel it till you become it. That's the bridge between mental repetition and energetic coherence. Some mornings, instead of affirming abundance, he recalls a moment of genuine gratitude. That emotional signature carries farther than 10 empty phrases. When belief and energy finally merge, the wave collapses without struggle. The art of wave function collapse isn't about chasing the outcome. It's about becoming the version of himself who already lives it. In the quantum field, infinite realities exist simultaneously, each vibrating at its own frequency. The only way to collapse one is through coherence, a stable signal energy that says, "This is already true for me." When he aligns thought, emotion, and action, he stops asking when it will happen and starts behaving as if it already has. That's when synchronicities begin to multiply, quietly confirming the shift. He practices this through small embodied rituals. If his desire is financial abundance, he adjusts his embodiment, sits taller, breathes slower, speaks generously. He no longer monitors his bank app 10 times a day. That's the control trap in disguise. Instead, he focuses on presence and gratitude for current resources. His nervous system regulation anchors him in safety, and from that grounded energy, his observer effect naturally selects the version of reality that matches abundance. The wave collapses not by effort, but by energetic alignment. This collapse isn't loud or dramatic. It's subtle, almost invisible. Things just happen. People randomly reach out. The right idea appears mid-walk. He begins to sense how reality rearranges itself around his identity shift. The trick isn't manifesting something new, but tuning into what already exists in the field. The kind of observer that maintains that coherence is one who understands that focus, attention, and emotion shape reality. Reality doesn't answer to scattered willpower. It answers to a coherent observer. Focus is the steering wheel, attention is the gas, and emotion is the engine that moves the car through the quantum field. When his attention sits on what's chosen, without flinching, his signal energy stabilizes into coherence. That stability invites the observer effect to favor a single storyline. In plain words, clear focus plus felt emotion. Reliable wave function collapse. He works a daily trifecta: intention, emotion, and embodiment. He states a clean intention, generates the felt emotion of the end: gratitude, relief, quiet pride, activating heart-brain coherence. Then he takes one micro-action that proves the choice in 3D. This closes the loop between mind, body, and field, true energetic alignment. Over days, his subconscious programming updates, an identity shift becomes the new baseline. He also guards his focus like a hawk. Doom scrolling? He notices the scarcity versus abundance tug and returns to nervous system regulation to keep the channel clean. If a trigger spikes, he anchors in breath, posture, and presence. Simple moves that raise vibrational frequency and keep him a vibrational match. He's not chasing. He's broadcasting, yet the subtle fear loop still threatens to scramble the signal with static. Fear is not just a feeling, it's a frequency. When his inner world hums with worry, lack, or comparison, the quantum field mirrors that static back. The signal energy becomes noisy, fragmented, and inconsistent, disrupting the natural coherence that fuels manifestation. In this state, his nervous system goes into overdrive, pulling him out of presence and into mental loops of what if. As long as that loop runs, his vibrational match points toward scarcity, not abundance. So he learns to decode fear as feedback, not failure. Each anxious thought becomes a cue for nervous system regulation. Slow breathing, grounded posture, maybe a hand on the chest to anchor heart-brain coherence. This practice restores safety and stabilizes frequency vibrational, transforming panic into clarity. Over time, he trains his subconscious programming to treat uncertainty as possibility, not danger. In that calm signal, synchronicities can finally find their way to him. Imagine wanting love but secretly fearing rejection. Every text, every silence tightens the chest. The fear loop broadcasts, "I'm not safe." Instead of chasing reassurance, he pauses to regulate, feel, and release. Calm replaces craving, presence replaces panic. That's when the field can finally respond. Through that stillness, he begins to grasp a curious truth. Sometimes, the more he tries to hold on, the less he receives. Letting go to allow it in becomes the next great paradox. Detachment isn't about indifference. It's about trust. The quantum field responds to clarity, not desperation. When he clings too tightly, he broadcasts a frequency of lack, signaling that he doesn't yet have what he desires. But when he softens his grip and practices surrender, his signal energy turns magnetic. The observer effect favors relaxed certainty over forced control, allowing the wave function collapse to unfold in harmony with timing, not tension. Detachment looks like a subtle internal exhale. He sets his intention, feels it as already done, then releases the outcome to the field of infinite possibilities. He still acts, but from coherence, not craving. When doubt creeps in, he grounds through nervous system regulation, a few deep breaths, a hand to the heart, to return to safety. That embodied calm tells the field, I trust my path. And in that safety, synchronicities rush in where fear once blocked flow. Detachment becomes his quiet superpower. Someone who wants love doesn't chase messages. They nurture their energetic alignment. They enjoy their morning coffee fully, walk with open presence, and let their heart-brain coherence radiate safety. Opportunities appear naturally because abundance never comes to a clenched fist. Letting go isn't losing, it's allowing. And once he sees that, another truth dawns. If the field reads energy, not words, what he feels matters far more than what he says. The quantum field doesn't speak language. It reads energy. Every thought, emotion, and gesture emits a signal frequency. And that's what the universe responds to. When his inner state contradicts his affirmations, the field ignores the words and mirrors the vibration. That's why empty mantras don't work. Without energetic alignment, they're just noise in the vast static of potential. In the quantum realm, emotion is syntax, and coherence is grammar. He learns to treat words as amplifiers, not initiators. Before speaking intentions, he checks embodiment, posture, breath, tone, tension. Is his nervous system regulation stable? Does his chest feel open or constricted? These micro-signals reveal whether he's broadcasting scarcity or abundance. Once aligned, he lets words flow from felt truth. A calm, grounded, I'm ready, carries more power in the quantum field than hours of forced repetition. Imagine someone saying, I'm confident, while their body curls inward, voice trembling. The field doesn't buy it, not because it judges, but because it reads vibration. Now imagine the same person standing tall, shoulders relaxed, exhaling softly before speaking. That's coherence, that's presence. The difference is visceral. Once he truly understands this energetic literacy, he begins aligning every layer of his being, thoughts, emotions, and actions, into one single broadcast. Real manifestation isn't mental gymnastics, it's coherence. When thought, emotion, and action point in the same direction, his signal energy becomes a laser beam through the quantum field. Conflicted energy scatters like sunlight through fog. The observer effect thrives on consistency. It mirrors back the frequency that's broadcasted most clearly. So when his ideas, feelings, and behaviors align, wave function collapse happens naturally. The possibility becomes physical. He builds rituals of micro-alignment. Before decisions, he pauses. Does this action feel congruent with what I say I want? If not, he regulates, breathes, and recenters. One grounded act of heart-brain coherence carries more force than 100 half-hearted moves. Journaling helps too. One column for current emotions, one for desired outcomes. By matching his vibrational frequency through intention and emotion, he keeps the field synchronized with his truth. Pure energetic alignment. A musician tuning before playing. Each string representing thought, emotion, and action knows that if one is off, the melody distorts. Once all are tuned, the song of abundance mindset flows effortlessly. That's what alignment feels like. Elegant simplicity, not strain. And from that harmony, a curiosity arises. How does this alignment connect to the actual physics of it all? The observer effect and wave function collapse itself. What mystics intuited, physics now echoes. The observer effect shows that a particle remains in potential until it's observed. Then, it chooses a single outcome. In human terms, the quantum field responds to focused awareness. Each time he holds a clear image with emotional coherence, he participates in the wave function collapse, selecting one thread of possibility from countless others. Reality isn't fixed, it's participatory. Life is an ocean of probability waves. Most people drift, glancing here and there, collapsing nothing fully. But when attention becomes steady, not rigid, just intentional, he locks in a frequency. The field reshuffles around that signal. What once felt like luck begins to look like precision. His vibrational frequency dictates which version of reality he tunes into. The science may sound complex, but the application is beautifully simple. Focus, feel, and allow. Before meetings, he visualizes connection instead of stress. He breathes until his nervous system regulation anchors safety, then observes, genuinely, the version of the event where harmony already exists. More often than not, the external aligns with the internal. The collapse occurs not through magic, but through coherence. And if his conscious observation shapes so much, what about the parts of him observing beneath awareness? While conscious focus can guide the observer effect, it's the subconscious mind that runs the show most of the time. 95% of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors come from subconscious programs, which means his deepest patterns are constantly observing reality on autopilot. The quantum field doesn't discriminate between conscious desire and unconscious fear. It simply mirrors the dominant frequency vibrational. That's why he can visualize success yet manifest struggle. His subconscious hasn't yet aligned with abundance. He shifts this with repetition and feeling. Sleep and meditation become portals of rewiring. Before bed, he listens to affirmations that pair intention with emotion, teaching his subconscious observer a new baseline of safety and worthiness. Morning breathwork and embodiment practices lock the changes into the body, where true coherence begins. Over time, old triggers fade, replaced by calm expectancy. Heart-brain coherence strengthens, and alignment becomes second nature. It's like tuning a self-playing piano. Once reprogrammed, the subconscious keeps playing the new melody: abundance, ease, love, even when the conscious mind is busy elsewhere. That's why regulation and embodiment matter. They re-educate the observer that governs 24/7. His task is no longer to fight for change, but to be the change until it feels normal. As that internal symphony harmonizes, he feels a pull toward even deeper coherence, the link between heart and brain, emotion and biology. The heart isn't just poetic, it's electromagnetic. When his heart and brain rhythms synchronize, his entire field becomes more ordered. This physiological coherence sends a stable, harmonious signal into the quantum field, amplifying clarity and attraction. Emotion is the tuning fork. Gratitude, love, and appreciation generate measurable electromagnetic harmony, creating a powerful vibrational match to higher realities. He uses simple tools: 3 slow breaths into the heart, eyes closed, hand resting on the chest. He recalls something or someone he genuinely appreciates until warmth fills the body. That feeling isn't sentimental. It's nervous system regulation in action, syncing biology with intention. As he sustains this state, his vibrational frequency stabilizes, thought becomes clear, and emotion aligns with action. Manifestation now feels like physiology, not fantasy. Stress still knocks, but regulation returns faster. Decisions grow intuitive, relationships soften, and his energy field feels magnetic. It's no longer about effort, it's about state. And as he deepens this embodied alignment, he senses another layer of the process: how the nervous system itself grounds and sustains this vibration. True manifestation isn't just mental or emotional, it's somatic. The nervous system is the bridge between energy and action, between quantum potential and physical reality. When his body is dysregulated, tense, restless, or anxious, the field receives a scrambled signal. But when his system is calm, his frequency stabilizes into coherence, allowing wave function collapse to favor outcomes that match his peace. His physiology becomes the universe's translator. He practices embodiment daily. Instead of overthinking, he feels alignment. Shoulders open, breath deep, gaze soft. When tension arises, he grounds through movement, stretching, walking, each step a reminder of presence. These micro moments of regulation reprogram subconscious blocks, teaching his system that safety and abundance can coexist. The more he regulates, the stronger heart-brain coherence grows. A calm body equals a clear signal. An anxious body equals interference. By reading sensations, heartbeat, breath, posture, he transforms them into a dashboard of alignment. The control trap loses power because control stems from fear, not trust. Through embodiment, manifestation becomes less about doing and more about being. Constant checking and forcing are just fear in a fancy suit. Refreshing the bank app, rereading texts, micromanaging every outcome, Each move broadcasts a shaky signal: I don't trust. In quantum manifestation, that anxiety scrambles coherence. The observer effect mirrors the dominant vibe, not the loudest hope, so tight control invites more to control. The harder he grips, the slipperier results become. He pauses for nervous system regulation. 3 slow exhales, shoulders soft, eyes relaxed. Then heart-brain coherence, gratitude for what's already working. From that steadier frequency, he asks, what one aligned step would a trusting self take? Send the proposal and close the laptop. Post the portfolio and go for a walk. This is energetic alignment. Clean signal, calm body. To dissolve control, he keeps a trust ledger. Column A, urges to monitor. Column B, 1 micro-action proving surrender and detachment, a free hour, generosity, creative play. Column C, evidence of synchronicity that followed. Over a week, subconscious blocks soften and identity shifts from fixer to co-creator. Alignment isn't achieved in grand gestures, but in micro moments. Breath, presence, and small intentional actions maintain coherence within the quantum field. 3 slow breaths align the nervous system. A conscious sip of water grounds him in presence. A small, joyful action signals safety to the subconscious. These recalibrate his frequency vibrational, keeping the signal clear. Manifestation becomes rhythm, not ritual. Each morning, 1 intention, 1 emotion, 1 aligned step. He breathes into the heart, evokes gratitude, and acts from abundance. Send the message, pay the bill with appreciation, walk in the sun. This embodiment generates measurable coherence, strengthening his connection to the field. Small things were never small. They were calibration points shaping the observer effect. He sees how body mirrors field feedback. When present reality flows, when tense, it stalls. Each breath becomes a bridge between potential and experience. As he embodies these simple practices, his relationships, finances, and health begin reflecting his inner frequency. For abundance, he treats money like a relationship. Clear, warm, honest. Each morning, he practices heart-brain coherence, then 1 clean action. Send a proposal, tidy finances, give with gratitude. This signals abundance mindset and dissolves subconscious blocks. Synchronicities appear. A client returns, a lead emerges. For love, he stops chasing and starts embodying. He becomes safe. Regulated breath, open posture, eye contact that says, I see you. Before dates, he anchors regulation and listens fully. That shifts scarcity versus abundance in relationships. The observer effect echoes his calm. Love shows up where safety lives. For health, he acts like someone already well: sleep, sunlight, movement, clean food. He pairs intention with sensation. Feel the finish line before the workout, thank the body after. Each choice is energetic alignment in 3D, an identity shift from trying to being. Symptoms become feedback, not doom. He discovers that manifestation was never a solo sport. Every human field interacts, amplifying or distorting energy. Surrounded by grounded people, his coherence stabilizes faster. That's co-regulation. The nervous system syncing to calm frequencies. The quantum field thrives on collective resonance. Shared laughter and gratitude raise vibrational frequency, turning ordinary conversations into portals of abundance. He chooses environments intentionally. Breathwork classes, conscious circles, friends who listen deeply. During community meditations, he feels coherence ripple through the room. That ripple amplifies manifestation for everyone. The observer effect multiplies when many hold the same loving focus. The field magnifies alignment. Synchronicity appears in clusters. Community isn't dependency, it's expansion. When he helps regulate another through empathy, his own system receives the same medicine. The control trap dissolves in connection, replaced by shared embodiment and safety. Together, they prove that consciousness is contagious. Finally, he understands the secret all techniques point toward. Identity creates reality. The quantum field doesn't respond to what he does occasionally, but to who he is consistently. His signal, emotional baseline, and habits. These are the affirmations the universe listens to. When his identity embodies abundance, coherence, and trust, the observer effect continuously collapses waves in his favor. He no longer chases results. Instead, he wakes and asks, "Who am I being?" Every breath and choice is a declaration of identity. Regulation maintains calm. Coherence sustains clarity. Embodiment reflects certainty. The abundance mindset isn't practice anymore, it's nature. Reality reshapes naturally around this new identity. He smiles knowing he no longer needs to make things happen. The field listens to who he is, not what he demands. Alignment replaces effort, surrender replaces struggle. From grounded, coherent presence, he steps into life not as a seeker, but as a transmitter of abundance. Clear, calm, magnetic. The journey through the quantum field brought him home to the simplest truth of all. When you embody your desired reality, you don't manifest it, you remember it. If you enjoy this video, please support us by sharing with a friend and liking the video.